Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, and today we're having for you a 1 vs 1 in the Ruins of Rouen. Yes, indeed, the Ruins of Rouen ever so slightly goes off the tongue so easily, and who shall be fighting right here in the Ruins of Rouen? Well, in the northern corner we shall be seeing Playforlose, a rank 13 American commander. Fighting for the 2nd Armoured Division. Going up against him shall be PrincessTrollestia or Trollestia, or well, it all sort of depends on pronunciation. But I suppose if he or she decides he or she wants to be a pretty princess, then who am I to argue? Although I might say it's a bit wrong then to be running around in the fields of World War II. Fighting for the Panzer Elite, though, fighting for the 21st Panzer Division. Right here somewhere near the German border. At least that's one of the oldest field ones of Rouen sort of reminds me of. And in fact, let's get right down to it. Let's begin with a dual Schwimmwagen start right here from... let's just refer to him as Hauptmann P or something like that. Otherwise, it's just going to get too silly. Bags up for Playforlose again. Sort of usual start. Although again, this does remind me of the sort of start that the League Jäger employed. You know, get dual Schwimmwagens out, get as much territory, get some Panzergrenadiers, get some infantry half-tracks, do some damage to those foul Americans. I don't actually know what rank he is, but I'm pretty sure he or she is reasonably ranked as well. But there we go. 2nd Schwimmwagen moving out towards the west, it seems like. All good there. Barracks up, engineers sort of going their own way. I mean, for Ruins of Rouen, of course, one could go either way. One could also sort of try again, you know, focus here, create a slightly more defensible position. We shall, of course, have to see how this evolves. Schwimmwagen's moving out. Panzergrenadier team number 1 ready. Schwimmwagen moving up here, and this is probably slightly more the hallmark of a greater player, what we're seeing here. Yes, indeed, he drives into the engineers and basically disrupts their capping. I mean, again, that's usually something you see actually in the hands of sort of more highly ranked players, perhaps not super high, but, you know, also medium. Certainly over rank 10, possibly 12, 13 as well. And my apologies, that's my Skype. Someone suddenly feels the urge to send me a lot of messages. But 2nd Panzergrenadier team ready for Hauptmann P of the 21st Panzer Division, who does not finish securing the strategic point. He advances up. And again, he moves in to disrupt the capping with the Schwimmwagen. At least he attempts to. He's not quite having much luck with it this time around. The engineers are still a bit too close. And there we go. The point has been secured. Panzergrenadiers are moving in. And yes, I'll get around to getting those skins up in my skin pack again. Sorry about that. I've simply been just too bloody busy. So much going on. So much to do. So little time. Engineer goes down to some vicious Panzergrenadier fire. We're also seeing some riflemen coming out for Playforlose now. Interestingly enough, he's actually holding back the Panzergrenadiers instead of sort of, you know, trying to charge in and get those engineers and protect his bloody Schwimmwagen. Not good at all. Your Panzergrenadiers, not Volksgrenadiers. Even then, I recommend some aggression. But there we go. Engineer bites the dust. Panzergrenadiers moving through the ruins of some industrial German town, or possibly French. German, I'm not sure. Again, could be the Lorraine area. Riflemen moving in through the north. Again, I have no idea who's deciding to suddenly spam me on Skype chat. Riflemen sneaking in through the north. Schwimmwagen securing what they can. Americans still also rather quickly securing a lot of territory. 3rd Panzergrenadier team out. And already here, of course, we are seeing 4 Panzergrenadiers, so we are already here seeing some divergence, though, from Elite Jägers. He is going for this sort of dual start, but at the same time, he's not getting those infantry half-tracks. He's going pretty heavily on the Panzergrenadiers. Riflemen, though, going down, suppressed by a good suppressive volley from the Gewehr 43 equipped Panzergrenadiers. Not looking too good for them. They might want to get out of there before they die too much, and of course, benefit those Panzergrenadiers with a lot of veterancy. So there we go. Pretty heavy losses down to only 2 men, but quickly securing the central victory point, which of course could prompt the Panzergrenadiers to launch a swift counter-attack. And indeed they are, while another team those looks to be holding back an assault by the American riflemen. Might want to be an idea to, you know, use cover, get close to those riflemen. Other Panzergrenadiers getting pushed back. Again, riflemen pushing hard. Panzergrenadiers, though, also holding the line quite nicely. Although this could easily these Panzergrenadiers need to get out of there. Down to only 2 men, very little health. Riflemen forced away from the centre, or at least temporarily pushed back. Riflemen though in the north, forced away. Small engagement right here. Schwimmwagen heavily damaged, needs to get back. I'm not entirely sure what Hartmann P intended, and looks like he will be losing a Schwimmwagen over the inhumanity. And he's getting more Panzergrenadiers. I definitely think this is getting a bit too excessive with the Panzergrenadiers. Might be able to get an infantry half-tech, or at least tech up. Get something bigger at least. Riflemen moving in, engaging the Panzergrenadier engineers moving to support other Panzergrenadiers moving in. And of course, camping power of Hauptmann P has been quickly slashed in half, since he's clearly using his Panzergrenadiers to actually do some fighting. And looks like a comfortable company is going up. Question is, will he be going straight for the armoured cars, or will he be actually going for an infantry half-track? Such questions can be a bit difficult to answer at times, as again, some players do like to, do different things, and it's certainly good to experiment a bit. But I do think there's a certain limit within infantry half-tech is certainly the most effective, and again, I don't think you really need to get those many Panzergrenadiers and then get infantry half-tacks, because again, at that stage, your opponent might be able to get an armoured car pretty swiftly, and you won't be having the resources to really stop it. But Panzergrenadiers getting hunted down, and serious rifleman assault, rather clumped up, and of course the Panzergrenadiers didn't quite have the concentration, or just decided to stand still. And of course, no infantry half-track either to really provide them with the automatic fire to really repel the assault. And there we go, though infantry half-track is on the way. Schwimmwagen securing what it can. No doctrinal choice for the Panzer Lead or the 21st Panzer Division, which is fight in this area, in particular doing the larger counterattack around the same time as Operation Herbstnebel, during the whole Ardennes debacle. There was a second counterattack launched, but let's just imagine before the snow. Yes, indeed. Schwimmwagen though is going to be a problem. He has gone for tank destroy, and he's laying down mines, because the Schwimmwagen can lay down mines, although at a bit more like premium than other mine layer units can. And there we go, mine hit, rifleman bites the dust, infantry half-tech ready, Morgewehr for the Fries ready. Infantry half-tech should quickly try to catch up with its Panzergrenadier brethren, who are also quickly advancing up. Americans are also quick to secure as much territory away from those grimy Panzergrenadiers. One bites the dust though. And not getting into the half-track. Bit of a mistake there, but he just needs to get it moving and use it to sort of grant his Panzergrenadiers more mobility, being able to much more quickly able to react to the harassment of the commander, and much more definitely be able to punish it with those light machine guns on top and all that. But he's not really using it. He's not popping his Panzergrenadiers inside and using it in that manner, which is really a huge mistake in my opinion. Supply now, of course, going out for Playforlose. And we might, of course, be seeing a motor pool very soon, because, again, we've seen no BARs, no grenades, no sticky bombs, no anything else for Playforlose. And in that case, you sort of imagine he's going for the armoured cars. Let's deal with that. Schwimmwagen hoping to do a bit of harassment. And, of course, in what situation can you do that to sort of counter that? Basically, what I do is I target down the unit trying to do the pushing, because they do tend to be rather weak. And, of course, you can do a lot of damage when they decide to do that. Preferably though, you have 2 infantry units. That way you can usually either get the Schwimmwagen or the Jeep or whatever other units that's being actually decided to try and push out of cover. So fun little detail there. Infantry type that were ready. No Panzergrenadiers though seem to be getting into it. Offensive veterans for some of them. But again, I mean, try to at least always have one team in the half-track at all times. It really, benefits all. And again, I mean, have 2 of them and then quickly have a reaction force like that. It can really do a lot of damage, because all of a sudden he's seeing, oh, an infantry half-track, and all of a sudden he's facing 2 Panzergrenadier teams supported by that light machine gun on top. So I'd certainly recommend something like that. And there we go, both Panzergrenadier teams in. Rather than moving in here. Infantry half-track could react. Schwimmwagen though getting assaulted, laying down mines, but it needs repairs. Oh dear. Hauptmann P, you need that Schwimmwagen repaired. Infantry half-track though stops up. Oh dear. And of course, Playforlose quickly, of course, realizes my opponent can actually lay down mines. What they do, I get a minesweeper. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Panzer command up. We'll probably, hopefully, be seeing some armored cars then from Hauptmann P, I suppose, but at the same time he has to be wary. His opponent, of course, has now gone for the motor pool, and he has nothing to stop it. Preferably, though, as a Panzer League commander, you get the anti-tank half-track. That's pretty much your premier unit for putting a stop to any armoured car nonsense. Secondly, I suppose you can go for some Panzergrenadiers and the Marder 3. And he is in fact going for the Marder 3, but again he's first going for the armoured car, and of course in that way the American armoured car can really do some damage, because again he's lacking in the assets to actually stop it. That's going to be a huge problem if he's not careful. Schwimmwagen still not getting repaired, That's also going to be a huge problem, I fear. Infantry half-tack moves in from north though, catches some minesweeper engineers. And one immediately bites the dust. Oh, the inhumanity. And oh dear, he's actually making a mistake here. You're sort of wondering why is that. He's engaging, yes, but again, he could basically have been flanking with those Panzergrenadiers instead of trying to hit them from where they're mostly benefited from it. Again, that's what he's doing here, you know. And again, in those cases, you know, pop out the other Panzergrenadier and get the most firepower out of it. Only 3, and there we go, but too late. Much too late. Armored car has arrived. And again, there's nothing here for Hauptmann P to really do against it. No Panzergrenadiers. No anti-tank half-tanks, no Marder 3. He's in a bit of a problem, and of course he needs to get his Panzergrenadiers out of there now. He cannot be hanging about right in front of an armoured car and all those riflemen. And, oh dear, he's just... Oh no, Hauptmann P, what are you doing, you? Tosser. He is now getting the Marder 3, the Panzerjäger. Although I'm pretty sure there weren't really a lot around by this stage of the war. They were getting replaced by Panzerjäger 4s and the Hetzer 38T. Which was basically sort of the replacement for the Marder for the sort of infantry units. And there was actually sort of a distinction. Panzerjägers mostly went for Panzergrenadier units and Panzer units. Hetzers went for infantry and such. Basically also Volksgrenadiers, Gebirgsjäger, Kavallerie, possibly even I think. Not entirely sure on that, but that's basically how it went. And of course they also went to the sort of independent Panzerjäger units. There we go, Marder 3 ready, a Panzerjäger. But there's not quite any panzers, of course, in those situations, in particular with all of these buildings which can easily block its line of sight, though it has to be careful. Otherwise the M8 can basically run around it and do some nasty things. Rather than getting pushed back. And let's go have a look at Playforlose. What is Playforlose up to besides obviously not playing for Toulouse? He's clearly not that. He's getting a second armoured car. And of course that's really going to be a problem for that M8. Unless of course it gets off in a really, really brilliant position. But don't move it too far up like that, you know. Keep it at range. Have other units spot for it and let it have a sort of ambush advantage. And don't place it right there where a unit can easily sneak up on it. Minesweepers moving in. Armored car. Oh dear, the Marder 3 misses. Marder 3 misses. Oh no. And it looks like it's doing it again. And now of course the M8 is basically driving around it. The Marder's chance to actually do something has passed. It needs to get away from the armored car. Wait, there we go, a hit. Armored car moving about, but get that Marder 3 out of there, or at least get it bloody well repaired. And get a second one. I mean, really, if you aren't going to be doing something against M8s with a Marder, you get a second one. You never leave one Marder to deal with one M8, unless you're either anticipating your opponent absolutely has no understanding of how armored cars work, or you're somehow a genius with Marders. And clearly, Hauptmann P is not. Armored car also went down. This is a pretty huge blow. Of course, now he's desperately trying to repair the Marder 3. And of course, all of the Panzergrenadiers now are easy targets. Second M8 moving in. And of course, now the Marder 3 is in a lot of trouble. Second armored car arrived, and the Marder 3 basically went down. Of course, now all of his Panzergrenadiers are easy targets for those nasty M8s. Mine got hit somewhere, I think. Not sure, though. And these Panzergrenadiers need to retreat. Rückzug, Männer. Rückzug. I said get the bloody hell out of there. And there we go. But this was a pretty nasty situation for Hauptmann P. Again, be very careful about relying on the Marder 3 against M8s. The Marder 3 and in a sense the Panzerjäger is sort of more better suited for dealing with heavy armoured vehicles like the Sherman, like tank destroyers. Against armoured cars you want something a bit more sensible. Now getting a Hetzer, again mind you, Panzer Divisions didn't really get Hetzers, they got Jagdpanzer 4s. The Hetzer was again sort of relying more on infantry units of different sorts. Although I suppose by the end of things it might have been a bit different. Or again, they were sort of independent tank kind of units, although I suppose they could be attached to a panzer unit. And Hetzer moves up. And of course the M8 is going to have a problem with that. Panzer is moving up, assault rifle is equipped. And a good hit on the M8. Its own shields falling off against, or bouncing off the frontal armor of some mighty Hetzer. Based on a Czechoslovakian tank design, which was actually quite reliable, which is why the Germans kept using it. It was first actually the Marder. There was also the Grille, which was sort of a artillery version of the Marder. And OBS again, he's moving a bit too far. He's just charging in mindlessly. Panzergrenadier team lost, and the other chaps also in a desperate situation. Oh dear. Hauptmann P, why on earth do you insist on that? You're not really making it easy for me to be easy on you. And again, no further support units. Again, the M8 can basically run around you. And again, that's basically because he sort of had to rush in, like he was some sort of damn cowboy. That's what you leave for the Americans to do at the Panzer Elite. You're proper soldiers, damn it! Not some army. I mean, he's still doing some damage to Playforlose, but the losses he's taking now is completely unacceptable. I mean, he just lost 2 Panzergrenadier teams, which is, again, not very good at all. I'm pretty sure even one of those had some assault rifles. Again, pretty bad. He's got no Schwimmwagens. The opponent has all 3 victory points, has most of the map. Hauptmann P really needs to get his bloody act together. And he needs to get that M8 back to safe lines. Tank destroyer is now ready for the American commander. Come on. Come on, Hauptmann. Get your bleeding act together. Don't rush in that M8 Hetzer further. It can't do anything, and it certainly can't take off on the runway. It's a Hetzer, not an aircraft. Hopefully that's a second M8, although again, he's also going to need something to do with all that infantry again, since he's lost a lot of infantry himself and that armored car. Schwimmwagen coming out. Heading towards the center. Keep the Hetzer at a nice distance. Get some offensive veterans. There they go, riflemen charging in. One went down, possibly to the Hetzer. M8's doing a bit of work here. Schwimmwagen quickly pulling away, not fancying an M8 related death. This is looking pretty grim. Hauptmann P. For the American 2nd Armored Division, things are looking pretty damn great, though. Pretty damn great, actually. There we go. Marder 3 ready. Panzergrenadiers advance without support, getting shot at by the M8. Again, be careful with that, in particular when you do know your opponent has roving bands of armored cars. Get that Marder up to support the Hetzer. And there we go, nice shot on the M8. He could be getting it, with the Hetzer. Second M8 also moves in. Rifleman getting slowed down, pinned by suppressive fire. Main gun destroyed on one M8. Tank destroyer arrives at the same time. Oh dear. Main gun destroyed on the second M8. Tank destroyer arrives. M8 is out of control. Oh dear. And the M10 is in quite a lot of trouble as well. Oh, there has to be careful with the Marder. Keep it away, keep it away. The M10 can knock it out. Oh no. Drives into a house. The M10 driver is clearly panicking. Main gun destroyed though. Get the Marder out of there. Good, good. Get everything reinforced and back into the line. Hauptmann. And that M8 has been forgotten though. Quite tragic. And I think he just said, listen to that Indian purr. Oh, what a daft bugger. Engineers still taking heavy losses as the Hetzer fires away with its machine gun, which was one of the few actually German armored vehicles to actually have a remote-controlled MG on its top. That and the Stug 3 essentially. Engineers trying to repair. No repairs for the Marder 3. Panzergrenadiers quickly moving up. More Panzergrenadiers have arrived. Hetzer trying to get that M10. Fires into the side of a house. That's perhaps less great. Second M10 has arrived. Marder 3 has not been repaired. And Riflemen are quickly moving towards the center. How will the German commander react? Don't. Keep it close. Keep in formation. M10 moving in. Second one, in fact. Panzergrenadiers are quickly moving into screen. Lots of assault rifles, in fact, even some assault grenadiers. Doing quite a bit of damage to the riflemen. M10 taking heavy damage as well. Hetzer needs repairs though. Might want to be getting some expert repairs up, I imagine. And quickly get that Hetzer, but also the Armada 3 quickly repaired in a good condition to face off against the Allied armor. Don't do that. Looks like he actually has gotten expert repairs up. So why not repair that bloody Marder? Come on, Hauptmann P. Either way, though, the American is doing a pretty good job. Might have wanted to get a medic station, and he might also want to consider getting some supply and upgrades. Otherwise, doing a pretty bang-up good job. But again, repair that Marder 3. Repair that Hetzer. Keep it safe. Keep information. Now, just do something sensible, please. And of course, the American commander is sort of, let's actually speed this up. No point sort of watching pit stop. Looks like the Americans are getting ready for another assault. Of course, lots of unupgraded riflemen against Panzergrenadiers with assault rifles. Not necessarily the best idea. Hetzer, though, needs to get away. Don't charge into the riflemen without support. They could have sticky bombs. Panzergrenadiers laying down some tiller mines. I suppose that's not a bad idea. But again, keep the Hetzer away from the riflemen. Keep some Panzergrenadiers near it. Why aren't those chaps moving up with their assault rifles? Come on. M10's moving in. Pull out the Hetzer. Pull out. Get the support up, get the units up, get the Marder fleet, get everything you can to the front line here, Hauptmann. We'll have you shot. Or at least court-martialed. Factory collapses even further.
Check your ammo. Clear your side.
Second Hetzer has arrived, thus giving a bit more further armor, I suppose, of some sort to Hauptmann P. Allied war machine goes up. I think that might have been a misclick. I mean, it's not really going to do much for him. Armored car moves out, has been fully repaired. Schwermagen is in trouble. Heads moving up, doing quite a bit of damage to the riflemen. Minesweepers moving in, discovering the tiller mine. Oh dear, if that gets sorted out, it's going to be quite a loss in terms of munitions. MGs, though, doing quite a bit of damage to the engineers, forcing them away. Riflemen almost down to the Hetzers. Tank destroyers, though, clear up the tiller mine. Might be an idea here. Get up the Marder 3, get in the Hetzers, then attack. But, you know, get the Marder 3 in, mate. Riflemen taking heavy losses. They're being pushed away by a Panzergrenadier assault. Fully equipped with assault rifles. And there we go, Hetzers moving in. Tank destroyers being forced away. A bit of offensive offensive one of the Hetzers with 12 kills. Marder 3 also moving in. Calliope ready. Calliope getting called in. Higgins also getting called in, apparently. So a bit of quiet once more, though. Looks like the Americans are quickly getting ready again. The second armored divisions actually go. Look at Hauptmann P again. M10 moving in. And running into heavy fire from the Hetzers and the Marder 3. Point secure, and he charges in the M10. Oh dear, why on earth is he doing that? Allied war machine goes in. No for Playforlose. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Might have been he made an accident, of course. M8 moves in. Heavy damage to the Marder. Needs it repaired. Hetzers though also getting repaired. Everything needs repairs. M8 down. M10 moving in. And it's, oh, the Allied war machine is off. Allied war machine is off. M10 out of control. Zerstören kaputt. Brewed up. But again, needs to get some Panzergrenadiers out to the front. Needs to get some repairs on those armored vehicles before it's too late. Further losses to the Americans. Playforlose is actually suddenly taking quite a beating. Panzergrenadiers taking up in a very, very damaged building of some sort. Not entirely sure what it was, but I might recommend quickly getting out since it could collapse any second. And he's actually flanking with an M10. Great move. Great move. Except, of course, there's several Hetzers and the Marder 3, but again, they're clumped up, so it can be much more easily sort of moved about. And, of course, oh dear, these Panzergrenadiers are still repairing. Oh, and sticky bombs. Oh dear. These Panzergrenadiers need to retreat, save as much as you can. M10 does go down, but at what cost? At what cost? Again, be careful repairing while under fire. Now the Marder 3 and heads are on their own, and there's no support. No Panzergrenadiers, no armoured cars which could apply some flanking fire, I suppose. M10 tries to, Marder 3 tries to get out there. Hetzer saves the day. Calliope. Why is he? Oh dear, he might have been made a grave mistake there, I fear. Panzergrenadiers moving in from the south. But he needs these repaired. He needs some others on the field, and he needs to get what else he has repaired quickly. And again, I think that was a misclick. It's getting hunted down, though. That could be a pretty damning blow to Playforlose. And Calliope does, in fact, bite the dust of wreck as well. But now it's time to get those vehicles repaired. Otherwise, their dual defensive veterans is going to be lost. Oh dear, tank destroyer moving up. Tank destroyer moving up. Oh dear, Hetzer exposed. Hetzer down. And the other one hasn't been sent to the front. He just called it into his space. Oh, Hauptmann P. Why must you be so cruel? Oh dear, come on, get the Hetzer up. Get the Hetzer up. But again, this is really terrible armor tactics from Hauptmann P, despite the fact he doesn't actually have much army, more as tank destroyers and assault guns, but still, poor assault gun tactics. In general, I suppose I'd say, they are not tanks, they should not be treated like tanks. But again, he seems absolutely keen on doing that, and that's a pretty huge mistake to make. And not really good at all. And that's also where a lot of, Panzer League players sort of go wrong. Again, a lot of players will sort of see these things, going figure, they have a gun, they have armor, and it's a tank, they sort of don't really counter in the fact perhaps, they might be lacking a turret. Panzers are holding out in the wreckage, keeping a few advancing riflemen at bay with a Sturmgewehr 44. Hetzer moves up, sneaking on those filthy Americans. And it's actually time for the mid-game analysis. My apologies, my sincerest apologies. Situation, it's in a sense pretty rubbish for both of them, but it's worse for Mr. Hauptmann P. He's having a problem keeping his anti-tank vehicles alive, and again, he doesn't have any other anti-tank assets but them. No Panzerjacks, no anti-tank half-tanks or anything like that, so it's a pretty huge problem he's having, and he needs to get it sorted out as soon as possible. Otherwise, he's going to lose this game because his opponent just keeps on spamming M10s until he lays down the foot and says, 9 man here, and gets that sorted out permanently. But he's not, which is a problem. Partly due again to the fact that he's not really properly supporting his assault guns and tank destroyers and whatnot. But let's return to the fight. Of course, our American commander doing all right. He though might want to consider getting a Sherman. And of course, more infantry and other stuff like that. But now the Hetzer needs to get out of there again. He's moving in his assault guns without support. And again, this is the weakness of the assault gun. Basically, if it first gets outmaneuvered, it's in trouble. And again, his Hetzer are in trouble. It's in trouble. It's in dire trouble again. Getting outflanked by an M10. He needs support, but he has no support. No further Marder 3s. And of course, there's sticky bombs and everything else. And there we go, sticky bomb on the Hetzer. The Hetzer is basically buggered. And again, that's not how you want to do it. But again, he keeps on doing it. Poor assault gun tactics. And that's sort of the problem, I suppose, that might come if you just sort of think encounters, oh wait, it counters the armor. No, it doesn't just counter it. It's a roll, it's an assault gun. It's, I suppose, it's a tank destroyer, and the German once had no turret. So you have to figure that in. He's not, his tactics simply do not figure in. It has no turret. And that's a pretty huge problem if you have, your units have no turret. So again, remember, Stooks, Hetzer, stuff like that, no turret, support it. Support it. Do not send it madly on its own unless you are 100% guaranteed that nothing bad will happen. He's obviously not. He's lost too much to be that. And again, Schwimmwagen on its own. Now going for the Logistik Company. Now going for the Panzergrenadier upgrade. My recommendation at this stage might actually be go for the Panzer Support Company and trying to get Panthers. Really might have been an idea to get Panthers. But I suppose Panzergrenadiers alright, except none of his troops actually have space for it. He's getting anti-tank grenades as well. But again, if you want Panzergrenadiers, he also needs to get troops with Panzergrenadiers again. He doesn't look to have anything like that. And he is running into a bit of trouble, getting hunted down by assault rifles blazing madly. So let's see if he gets some Panzergrenadiers and equips those with Panzergrenadiers, or he gets the tank busters.
We are losing a sector.
Armored car moving in. Of course, he does have anti-tank grenades now. Immobilizing one tank destroyer. No, that was a mine. He now does have the anti-tank grenades. Almost knocking out their mate. Knocking out one tank destroyer. Absolute surprise element there. Jolly good. Jolly good. But he needs something to deliver the knockout blow, I suppose. And that rather seems to be what's lacking. Again, it always seems like Hauptmann P is just there, but for some reason or whatever, usually due to a fault of his own, he just can't do it. He can't deliver the knockout blow, or he can't hold the line, because again, he rushed in his units without support and gets them knocked out again, suffering absolutely unnecessary losses. And that's rather a huge problem for this Panzer League player. He's suffering a lot of losses he could have avoided easily with proper assault gun tactics. Again, assault guns, tank destroyers of that sort, you know, keep them supported, keep them behind other units. I mean, if they're going to be Patton leading assault again, they'll keep something to screen them, keep something to support them, keep something to ensure they can't be easily flanked. Get some other armored units, get Panzergrenadiers with Panzerschrecks. But again, neither of those were really present, and again, he lost a lot. When he did all run again, that was because 2 Hetzers and Armada 3, but he made the sort of mistake of bunching them up too closely, and that was enough, you know, properly supporting the infantry. Again, support with infantry. Please support with infantry. And it looks like he's hoping for another Hetzer to save the day. Panzer's moving up, firing away madly at these riflemen. Quite a bit of automatic fire, and BARs have been equipped for the American compadre. Tank destroyer still in a lot of trouble. Panzer's advancing. Defensive veterancy. Again, no attempt to really flank the American positions, but looking to get off a tank. Anti-tank grenade on the M10. Does a bit of damage, but does not deliver the knockout blow. M10 moving up, could be running into anti-tank grenades again. And a Panzer Grenadier team was lost again. Unit preservation. But again, for the American commander, he's doing great. He's basically bleeding the Panzer League commander of the 21st Panzer Division dry. And that's again the sort of thing he wants to do. He wants to bleed the German commander dry. He wants to ensure, of course, that he can't really get more devastating units. And that's great. And that's basically going to slowly win him this game if he keeps it up like that. But let's return to Playforlose. Of course, another Hetzer arrives. Another Jagdpanzer 83 T. Quite a few of those. By now, might have been the 3rd or 4th. Actually, the 4th, so that's a platoon of Hetzers now. M10 getting attacked, but defending himself nicely. And again, note, no infantry support for the Hetzer. If the riflemen were to attack it now, the Hetzer might actually be in trouble, because again, nothing to support it, nothing to protect it, nothing to cover the flanks. Panzer has one more sent off, because again, he charged them in on their own. Unit cooperation tactics like that are vital as the Panzer lead.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Moving up through the ruins, through the rubble. Hetzer needs to move into support. And more Panzergrenadiers need to move up to support. Basically. But no, the Hetzer does not support. Instead, it decides to place itself on the far right, where it can't really do anything. It could easily get outflanked and crushed on its own. Bad move, bad tactic. Very bad, actually. Riflemen do get pushed out as the Panzergrenadiers push on. Mix of defensive and offensive veterancy. Good show there. More and more moving in. And Triage Center is up. Good. No Shermans, so just a tank destroyer. Seems like he doesn't care much about that anymore, although he does have the armored car. Hetzer still not supporting. In fact, he's locked it down in ambush mode. Ambush mode just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. But there we go. Armored coming into flank. Move in the Hetzer, please.
Unit down.
Schwimman gets knocked out. Hetzer trying to get that armored car, but it's not quite succeeding. Another Schwimman arrives. Veteran C2 for that armored car. That's good. That's good. Except for, of course, the Panzer League commander. Rifleman almost going down, though. At least he's spreading out. At least he's sort of, keeping things a bit more in line. But again, armored car moving in. Staying at range, so this is good. He knows his opponent has anti-tank grenades. He knows he's not supposed to get too close. And then he does it illegal. Even. Never mind. Heads are rhyming. This could be it. This could be where the armored car gets knocked out. Blown to pieces. No. Fails once more. Now, of course, more tank destroyers are once more getting ready to show those cut panzers. Who's the boss there? And looks like a Jagdpanther has arrived from some schwere Panzerjägerabteilung. Although, I mean, for Operation Herbstnebel, some units, including the Panzerlehr, actually had Jagdpanthers in their Panzerabteilung. That was a pretty rare thing, but there you go. Now the assault is moving in. Jagdpanther moves up with his high velocity 88mm cannon. Heads are firing Panzer grenades. They're a bit on their own. More Panzer grenades need to get moved up quickly. Quickly. M10's running into a bit of problem though. Jagdpanther and Heads are doing damage. But sticky bombs. Oh dear, again Heads is in trouble because again, lack of infantry support. Lack of infantry support. Not enough infantry. And now the Jagdpanther is on its own. Rarely a good sight. Because again, Hauptmann P doesn't quite grasp the whole support your bloody infantry bit. But again, great handling from the American commander, although he is taking excessive losses, but Armored Doctrine is helping him with that. Another push through the center. Mines down. Rifleman down, it looks like. Jagdpanther keeps firing. Panzergrenadiers moving up, firing away under the light of a lamppost. More moving up there on their own, no real coordination. And another tank destroyer could also be close to getting that Pershing tank. And veteran C3 riflemen. This is really going to be a huge problem for those Panzergrenadiers. Of course, as veteran C3 increases damage by quite a bit, 50% in fact. And these Panzergrenadiers actually need to get out of there very soon. Jagdpanther moving up, forcing away those M10s, but this is again not looking good. Not looking good for our Panzer Elite friend. And M8 moves in on the flank. Panzergrenadiers run into it. Rifleman coming out in a heavy fire in the center, but again, Jagdpanther not in the greatest position, not a lot of support. And for some reason, all of these troops are just being rushed in. They need to get out of there. Out of there. Oh dear, another Schwimmagen goes down. Panzer is getting forced off. Engineers actually get killed though by some Panzergrenadiers. These Gewehr 43 veterans are quite veteran in fact. So at least they're doing something good. But absolutely heavy losses for the Panzer League commander. Again, unit preservation really does not seem to be his strong point. Not at all, I fear. And the armored car jumps on those Panzergrenadiers. A tank, anti-tank grenade. Again, be careful. I mean, against moving targets, it's not the best way to solve. There actually some men are standing still. And again, oh, don't keep it so close to buildings where they could easily get flanked, in particular tanks, stuff like that. No. Careful, careful. Quickly get it out of there. And of course, anti-tank grenade flew far and wide. Did not connect with target. Panzergrenadiers on their own, getting overwhelmed by riflemen. Jagdpanther trying to cover the way, and of course, just get out of there. Not really doing too well. Riflemen keep on the hunt for the Jagdpanther. Tank destroyers are moving in. Heads Pershing can soon be called in as well, just needing manpower basically. Assault rifles covering the Jagdpanther, but again taking absolutely heavy losses. Because he's just feeding them in piecemeal, making it easier for the Americans to gun him down. Oh, the inhumanity, the tragedy. But Playforlose, I mean, doing pretty damn alright. Advancing cautiously. Covering fire. Tank destroyers. Although it might be an idea to sort of try and flank about the Yak Panther and finish it off that way, rather than trying to fight it on head on. Because, I mean, it had some pretty great frontal armor. Panzergrenadiers moving into the riflemen with BARs. Do not move them in. Don't move them in. You don't. And another Panzergrenadier team bit the dust. Absolutely a dark day for the 21st Panzer Division under the command of Hauptmann P. More assault grenadiers have been prepared, but I doubt they will fare well again because he's sending them in piecemeal on their own. Not how you conduct a proper assault, not how you conduct a proper push. Pershing again can soon be called in. Lots of manpower being floated. Still no supply upgrades, still no make stations, but again he's doing pretty well. Because again, Hauptmann P doesn't quite seem to get the point of armor tactics.
The enemy is down to 100 losing a victory point. We are losing a victory point.
Oh well. Calliope seems to be enjoying itself quite under that little lamppost.
Pershing reserves are now available.
Now Pershing ready, and there we go, flanking in. The tank destroyer has advanced too far. He does it again. Absolutely amazing. Of course, now it's getting hit from several flanks. Oh, Hauptmann P, you absolute tosser. And of course, the Yak Panther here can sort of stop it from the frontal assault, I suppose. But again, I mean, Pershing moving in from the flank, and that tank destroyer is going to be in a lot of trouble. Panzergrenadiers need to retreat. Don't you have school tomorrow? Mind your own business, GG. And yeah, this is pretty much it. And let's just speed off this tragedy, this
They're taking one of our
sad
points.
event. Not now, it seems like. Well, there's pretty much not left for the Panzer League commander. And there we go. Allied war machine goes off. Yak Panther's down. He's unable to really get off in the kill and stop the Pershing. Again, poor unit preservation, poor armor tactics. And this is pretty much just, you know, the finishing moves. Nothing highly exciting. I mean, with that, the game was pretty much over. And there we go. I mean, what can we learn from this? What sort of things can be learned? Well, I mean, again, this sort of thing that rather came down to this partly, you know, or mostly was, you know, armor tactics, more specifically assault gun tactics, sort of a branch of that, which Hauptmann P, PrincessTrollestia, what the bloody hell he or she likes to call him or herself, sort of lacked in. Constantly rushing north like they were tanks again. Hetzers, Stugs, Yak Panthers, Martyrs, all that are not tanks. Never ever think they're tanks. They're assault guns or tank destroyers. They need to be supported by either each other or something else for a tank or infantry, but do not rush them off like that on their own. He kept making that mistake, and that lost him a lot of units. And again, lack of proper infantry support, which basically allowed riflemen to overwhelm them and get them with sticky bombs. He probably could have done with another armored car, you know, later on, and done well. And again, that was another major problem. Not proper anti-tank assets. He was much too slow in that. Too many Panzergrenadiers, infantry, half-tank, then an armoured car, and then he finally got the anti-tank assets. By that time, the armoured cars were wreaking havoc. And again, do not send Marder Freeze in after armoured cars like that. But there you go. I do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe or tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.